Alright, so here's where this axe is going here. I got the floor chisel welded in to the T-joint and I had my brother do it. Unfortunately it got welded in at a bit of an off angle because he probably wasn't paying the best attention to it. No fault of his. I should have been there. I was helping my dad go check on a hunting lease and whatnot. But it's whatever. It still works. It still works. You know, you do want to make sure it's good and straight in there. But this is the only hard part, is welding this in. The rest of this is all easy to make. That and checking the edge. That you can leave it how it is, depending on the condition of what you get it in. But mine has, it probably won't show it up, but it's got this really nice kind of texturing, like it's kind of been forged, more or less, kind of. It's just got this really nice texturing on it, and I really like it. Is it going to focus on me? Is it going to focus on me? Let's see if I can get it to focus on me. There we go. You see this texturing? It's really, really nice texturing. I love it. It's great. I got him to weld it, you know, and then the handle is just a piece of pipe with some threads on it. Mine's 32 inches. That's how long I cut it. Now for the edge, depending on what you get it, but you know, if you get yours with a finish on it, depending on what kind of finish it is, I had to hit mine with the propane torch and then take the wire brush to it and make sure that I had burned the coating really good, and then took the wire brush to it and it worked really well. You know, I'll probably have to clean up this weld a little bit here and there, but for the most part it's pretty good. I already hit it with the wire wheel and it cleaned it up fairly well. Now this one, the end of it, the stock is octagonally shaped, but yeah, so it helped for holding and keeping this even. What you're going to do for the edges, now this is hard. It's not knife hard, so I can cut it with a file, but it's probably somewhere around axe hard, which is good, because if you don't know, an axe is not as hard as a knife would be, because an axe is, you know, subject to a lot more stress and more forces, and it's just a bigger blade, and the weight helps cut it, so it doesn't need to be that hard, because, you know, it can also chip and shatter if it's that hard. So it's only knife hard. So you can, you know, most axes you probably can cut with a strong good file. This is an old one that is just out here and that I just use for filing on things. I think it was supposed to be forged to a knife, but it never got around to getting cut or, you know, heated up at all, so it's nice and hard. And all you're going to want to do is take it in one hand, and grab the other end of the file with it, and you're going to want to draw file it, which is just pushing back and forth, and this isn't cut down enough, but just pushing back and forth until the edge is even. Can't see it, but there are some uneven spots where it's not ground down all the way on that side and the other side, and that'll get that, you know, it'll be a rough finish on there. And what you'll need to do then is take a finer file or whatever, or sandpaper. Sandpaper works good, and you just want to get it down. I'm probably going to get it down to a nice and clean 220 grit, and that's where I'll leave mine at, is a nice 220 grit. But as far as the axe itself goes, let's see here. Proving difficult to grab with one hand. Let me set this down for a second. But as far as the axe is concerned, all that's left is aesthetics to it. That's all that's left is aesthetics. I mean, pipe's got threading. You can use it just like this. Just like this is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I might flare the end out for a palm swell. I might not. I might put something in there. I don't know. You might do want to put, like, a piece of heavy steel probably about 6 or 8 inches or so, depending on your handle length. Depends on how you want to do it. And you can just weld that in on the end, or if it's a fairly snug fit in the pipe, you could drill holes through it and peen it in, or drill and tap it in, whatever. I am going to weight the end at some point, though, so it'll have a nice counterbalance for it, which you do want a nice counterbalance for your axe, so it'll swing and help it swing through anything better. But this is the axe. This is done. This is totally done, totally usable. All I have to do is tighten the handle down, which would just involve me clamping the blade itself in the vise, and then taking probably this pair of channel locks, or as I like to call them, oh crap, that's hot grabbers, or hot crap grabbers. And I'm gonna grab that pipe handle and I'm gonna twist and turn that thing until it will not tighten down anymore. And that's it. That's all you have to do to make this awesome. The hardest part is welding this, and it might not even be that hard for you. I just had to get my brother to do it, so it wasn't that hard for me. I mean, it came out a little wonky, but it's whatever. I think there is some difficulty in welding the cast fitting like that. Oh, by the way, do not use galvanized. Do not use a galvanized fitting, because one, I think there's something about you can't weld them, but I know if they get hot, I think they do release noxious fumes, and that is not good. And I do not promote the releasing of noxious fumes near your face. Now, I think the handle here is galvanized, though, but, that doesn't matter, depending on what you do to it. I think if I'm going to flare the end, I'm going to use the forge, which is all hooked up. I just have to test it. I'm going to test it tomorrow, make sure it works. But I'm going to wear a respirator if I do that. But that's it for this one. I mean, I'm just going to do aesthetic stuff to it, and I'm not really going to show you guys how to do it, because I think you guys can figure it out on your own, or, do whatever you want, or you want to do to it. Because, like Zed Not Alpha and a lot of other people, I promote creativity. I don't promote just willy-nilly copying people. But by the time I am finished with my creative things on it, it will be pretty cool. I might go and get a huge nut and have my brother weld it on the end of here, and then cut some face, or cut some channels into it to give it more surface area, contact area for bashing. I might weld a nut in, or a huge bolt in here, or flare it out, or whatever. I am going to wrap the handle, though, in something. But and, sharpen the blade. You could also use an angle grinder to sharpen it, or a belt grinder. In fact, I did try and use a belt grinder, but I just wasn't getting a good angle. I wasn't getting a consistent thing, and just using a big hard file was working just as well. Yep, well, that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, or what little this technically actually really is. This is really more talking than making, but yeah, I don't have, from the looks of it, it's gonna be a riot getting the editing figured out. So yeah, I don't like to edit, I just like to build, honestly. That's just me. My sister-in-law loves to edit stuff and make it look professional and good, and by all means, if I can get some good looking stuff done by her, by all means, I'm gonna do it. But it's just looking weird with her camera acting funny and making the videos come out weird with the editing software or whatever. I'll probably explain it further detail if you guys care. Hopefully this keeps more people from unsubscribing. I think I lost 3 or 4 subscribers, I guess, around the time I started doing the prop videos or something, or maybe they just unsubscribed for other reasons. Maybe they just didn't like me, which I totally understand. There's always going to be people who just don't like me, or, like you, or whatever. You're always going to run into people who just don't like you. They just don't like your personality, blah, blah, blah. I went to school with a couple people who were like that. But that's not the point. This is the basic shape. Be creative however you want to be. And actually, come to think of it, you don't actually have to weld this. You could. In fact, if somebody tries it, let me know. You could get a 1/2-inch T, and at least on the top part where the blade running through, get a 1/2-inch T and file out the threads, and file it out till it fits in, and then you could drill through it, and drill out and tap it. Put threads in it with a tap all the way through it to secure it in. That could work too. That could work really well, actually. If somebody tries it, please tell me and, show me, message me, blah, blah, blah. If you guys want to check out my Instagram for any other random little things I might do or take pictures of, my Instagram is IroncladKilljoy. Same as my YouTube name. Yeah. Well, I gotta come out with a clever, funny outro. Oh my god, oh god, crap, that hurt. I just bonked myself in the back of the head with the axe. I had it over my shoulder, and I bonked myself in the head with it. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But anyway, guys, I wish you people the best. May you build with caution, and yeah, may you build with caution. Don't do anything stupid, and I am not legally liable if you murder, pillage, break, burn anything with anything I ever show you how to make. So, yeah. Peace out, guys.